Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time, we're diving into the world of DeepSeek V3.
Oh, yeah, DeepSeek V3.
It's got everyone buzzing.
Yeah.
This new open-source AI model from the Chinese AI lab DeepSeek.
Right.
So we're going to try to unpack it.
Sure.
Is it really a ChatGPT rival?
Okay.
Can it actually be more cost-effective?
Yeah.
And what does all this mean for our listeners, even if they aren't developers?
Well, I think it's really fascinating how DeepSeek V3 is shaking things up.
Okay.
Think about it. It's built on a massive scale.
Okay.
600 billion parameters.
Wow.
Trained on a whopping 14.8 trillion tokens.
That's huge.
It's like processing the entire internet multiple times over.
Right.
And in the world of AI, size often translates to power.
Yeah.
And that's what has people so intrigued.
Okay, but can it actually deliver?
Yeah.
What are we seeing in terms of real-world performance?
Well, the benchmarks are really impressive. DeepSeek V3 excels in reasoning,
Okay.
meaning it's great at solving complex logical problems.
Which can be a real stumbling block for other AIs.
Yeah, for sure.
What's more, it generates text incredibly fast,
Okay.
about 90 tokens per second.
Wow.
Plus, it has a massive context window,
Okay.
128,000 tokens.
Wow.
It's like an AI with a photographic memory,
Right.
able to remember these incredibly long conversations or documents without losing track.
So it's smart, fast, and has a great memory.
Uh-huh.
But there's something else that makes DeepSeek V3 unique. It's open weight.
Right.
Can you break down what that means and why it matters?
Absolutely. Open-weight means DeepSeek's creators are giving developers access to tinker with the model's core.
Okay.
Imagine having the blueprints to a powerful engine and being able to customize it.
Right.
That's the power of open-weight.
Mm-hmm.
This is a stark contrast to closed systems like ChatGPT,
Right.
where you can only interact with the AI on its own terms.
So for developers listening, what are the practical benefits of this open approach? Well, the possibilities are huge. It allows for deep customization.
Okay.
So developers can tailor DeepSeek V3 to their specific needs,
No.
creating applications that wouldn't be possible with a closed system.
Gotcha.
It also fosters a culture of innovation,
Okay.
a community of developers building new tools and applications, all powered by this open source engine.
Right.
And this brings us to another crucial factor:
Cost.
costs. You got it.
If DeepSeek V3 is this powerful and open, how does its training cost compare to giants like GPT-4,
Yeah.
which are notoriously expensive to develop?
That's the real eye-opener. DeepSeek V3 was trained for a comparatively modest $5.6 million
Okay.
over 57 days.
Still a lot of money.
Now, while that might still sound like a fortune to most of us, in the world of large-scale AI,
Sure.
it's remarkably cost-effective.
So this lower cost could be a real game changer, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Does this mean we could see a shift in the AI landscape, with powerful AI becoming more accessible to smaller companies and developers?
Precisely. That's the potential here, to democratize access to powerful AI.
Okay.
And it gets even more interesting when you consider platforms like ArcBlock,
Uh-huh.
which focus on making it easy to build decentralized applications.
Well,
Or dApps.
I've heard of dApps,
Yeah.
but to be honest, I'm a little fuzzy on the details.
Sure.
Can you refresh my memory?
So dApps run on decentralized networks like blockchains,
Right.
offering advantages over traditional apps like enhanced security, transparency, and user control.
Okay.
However, building them can be complex,
Yeah.
but especially if you want to incorporate AI.
And that's where ArcBlock comes in.
Exactly. They recently released an adapter specifically for DeepSeek V3,
Okay.
making it surprisingly simple to integrate this powerful AI into dApps.
Uh-huh.
Imagine building an AI-powered app without writing a single line of code.
Wow.
That's the kind of possibility this unlocks.
That sounds like a pretty significant development.
Yeah.
Are there any specific examples of how this combination of DeepSeek V3 and ArcBlock's adapter could be used in real-world applications?
Definitely.
Okay.
Imagine you're building a decentralized marketplace.
Okay.
You could use DeepSeek V3 to power a sophisticated recommendation engine that suggests relevant products to buyers based on their preferences.
Okay, cool.
Or, in education, a dApp could use it to create personalized learning plans for each student,
Wow.
adapting to their individual needs.
So we've got this incredibly powerful AI that's open, more affordable, and now even easier to use for building real-world applications. Are there any downsides? It all sounds almost too good to be true.
Of course, no technology is perfect.
Right.
DeepSeek V3 has been known to occasionally misidentify itself as ChatGPT
Oh, really?
due to overlapping training data.
Uh-huh.
And like many large language models,
Yeah.
it's also susceptible to censorship of sensitive topics.
It's important to acknowledge these challenges.
Yeah.
Right. It reminds us that AI, despite all the advancements, is still evolving, and there's always room for improvement. But it also seems like these challenges could be opportunities.
Yeah.
With DeepSeek V3 being open source, could this lead to faster progress in addressing these issues?
That's a great point. The open nature of DeepSeek V3 encourages collaboration and transparency, which could indeed be a catalyst for finding solutions to these challenges more quickly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here, but I'm curious. Why should someone who isn't a developer or AI researcher care about DeepSeek V3? What's the takeaway for the average person?
That's a key question. What we're witnessing with DeepSeek V3, its open-weight design and its potential to democratize access to powerful AI signifies a major shift in the tech world.
Okay.
This shift will eventually impact all aspects of our lives.
Right.
Think of it like the early days of the internet.
Okay.
A new era where AI becomes an integral part of everything we do.
Wow.
From personalized education and more efficient healthcare to entirely new forms of entertainment.
It's exciting and maybe a bit daunting to think about the possibilities, but let's bring it back down to earth for a moment.
Sure.
You mentioned how ArcBlock's adapter makes it easier to build dApps with DeepSeek V3. Can you elaborate on the practical implications of that?
Yeah.
What kinds of dApps could we see emerging thanks to this technology?
Well, imagine a dApp that connects patients with doctors worldwide using DeepSeek V3's language processing to translate medical records and facilitate real-time consultations.
That would be amazing.
Or a dApp that empowers artists to create and sell AI-generated artwork using DeepSeek V3 to generate unique pieces based on their creative input. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
And with the simplified development process, we could see a wave of innovative dApps leveraging DeepSeek V3's power.
So we're potentially looking at a future where AI isn't just something tech giants control, but something individuals and smaller organizations can harness to create amazing things.
Right.
It all circles back to that idea of democratization.
Yeah.
It's really quite exciting. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's shift gears for a moment and address the elephant in the room, the potential downsides.
Okay.
Earlier, we touched upon DeepSeek V3's tendency to occasionally misidentify itself as ChatGPT, likely due to shared training data. What are the implications of this? Could it raise concerns about transparency and accountability in AI development?
It's certainly something to consider.
Right.
As AI models become more complex and their development processes involve massive data sets, it's crucial to ensure transparency and traceability. Knowing the origins and potential biases of the data used to train a model like DeepSeek V3 is essential for building trust and understanding its limitations.
That makes sense. So transparency in AI development is becoming increasingly important as these technologies become more integrated into our lives. It's not just about the capabilities, but also about understanding the sources and potential biases that shape these models.
Precisely. It's about ensuring responsible development and deployment of AI, which becomes especially important when we consider the potential impact on society as a whole.
Well said. It's a reminder that alongside all the excitement, we need to approach the development and implementation of AI with a critical eye and a focus on ethical considerations. It's not just about what we can do, but also about what we should do.
Absolutely. As AI becomes more powerful and ubiquitous, thoughtful consideration of the ethical implications is paramount.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. Before we wrap up, I have one final question. With open source models like DeepSeek V3 gaining traction, is it possible that we'll see a shift away from the big proprietary models like ChatGPT? Could open source become the dominant force in the AI landscape?
It's an intriguing question, and it's too early to definitively say. The emergence of powerful and cost-effective open-source models like DeepSeek V3 certainly challenges the status quo. Open source has always been a powerful force in software development, fostering collaboration, innovation, and rapid progress. We're starting to see that same spirit take hold in the world of AI.
It's definitely an exciting time to be following these developments. Before we sign off, is there anything else you'd like to add for our listeners? Any final thoughts or insights you'd like to leave them with?
I think the key takeaway is that the world of AI is rapidly evolving. What seemed like science fiction just a few years ago is becoming a reality. The rise of open source models like DeepSeek V3 is democratizing access to this powerful technology, which has the potential to reshape industries and even our everyday lives. Staying informed and engaged in the conversation about AI's development and its implications is crucial for everyone.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into DeepSeek V3. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to continue exploring the world of AI. Don't be afraid to dive in, experiment, and learn. Who knows, you might just be the one to create the next groundbreaking AI application. And always remember, as AI evolves, so too must our understanding of its ethical implications and societal impact. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking questions. Until next time.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. As these AI models are becoming more complex and their development processes involve these massive data sets,
Right.
understanding, where that data comes from and any potential biases within it
Right.
is crucial for building trust and recognizing the model's limitations.
That makes a lot of sense. So transparency in AI development is becoming increasingly important as these technologies become more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, right.
It's not just about what AI can do,
Yeah,
but understanding the sources and potential biases that shape these models,
exactly.
especially as they become more integrated into our lives.
It's all about ensuring responsible development and deployment,
Right.
especially when we consider, the potential impact on society.
Well said. It's a good reminder that with all the excitement surrounding AI, we need to approach its development and implementation with a critical eye and a strong focus on ethical considerations. It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do.
Absolutely. As AI becomes more powerful and more common, those ethical implications become even more critical to consider.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. Before we wrap up our deep dive into DeepSeek V3, I have one final question for you. With these open source models like DeepSeek V3 gaining traction, do you think we'll see a shift away from the big proprietary models like ChatGPT? Could open source become the dominant force in the AI landscape?
It's an intriguing question, and it's still early to say for sure. However, the emergence of powerful and cost-effective open source models like DeepSeek V3 definitely challenges the current landscape. Open source has always been a powerful force in software development.
Wow.
It fosters collaboration, innovation, and rapid progress. And now we're seeing that same spirit taking hold in the world of AI.
It's definitely an exciting time to be following these developments. Before we sign off, is there anything else you'd like to add for our listener? Any final thoughts or insights you'd like to leave them with?
I think the key takeaway here is that the world of AI is evolving rapidly. What was once considered science fiction is now becoming reality. And the rise of open source models like DeepSeek V3 is democratizing access to this powerful technology with the potential to reshape industries and our daily lives. Staying informed and engaged in the conversations surrounding AI's development and its implications is crucial.
Well said. That brings us to the end of our deep dive into DeepSeek V3. A huge thank you to you for sharing your incredible insights with us today.
It was my pleasure.
And to you, our listener, we encourage you to keep diving into the fascinating world of AI. Don't be afraid to experiment, learn, and explore. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to create the next groundbreaking AI application. And remember, as AI continues to evolve, it's important that our understanding of its ethical implications and societal impact evolves right alongside it. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking those important questions. Until next time.
I think the key takeaway is that the world of AI is changing so fast. What seemed impossible a few years ago is now becoming reality. And this rise of open source models like DeepSeek V3 is really changing things. It's giving more people access to this powerful technology. And that has huge potential to change entire industries and even our daily lives. So it's important for everyone, not just the tech experts, to stay informed and engaged in this conversation about where AI is going and what it all means.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a really exciting time to be following all this. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into DeepSeek V3. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share your expertise with us.
It was my pleasure.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to keep learning and exploring the world of AI. Don't be afraid to jump in and experiment. You might just be the one to create the next incredible AI application. And always remember that as AI continues to evolve, our understanding of its impact on society and the ethical considerations must evolve too. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking those questions. Until next time.